Geez, that's such a good question. Ooh, another great question, Jake. I see Jake's great takes. I'm seeing it now.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Vishal, I'm actually going to start with you. I'm going to tell you, horror is my favorite genre of all time. I was raised on horror movies. And I feel like part of the reason why is because it's such a great vessel to have bigger conversations about bigger things, whether it's a conversation about culture or a conversation about race. So I am curious, why do you think the horror genre is such a great way to have bigger, more important conversations?
First of all, I agree with you. Horror is my favorite genre. I think it's the best genre cinema's ever given us. And I feel that way because it feels like within the language of horror and within the language of fear, which is a very sort of universal language, it feels like you can get so specific about certain experiences. I mean, this movie, I think, is very much comes from this sort of feeling of bifurcation of identity, feeling like you're caught between two worlds and having to synthesize an identity based on the two. And it felt like horror was this perfect sort of genre to do it in, because again, you can really tell this very universal story, this very resonant story, and have it be scary to everyone.
Absolutely. Megan, you're amazing in this, as everyone is telling you. And when you get to play a great final girl in the way that you do here, obviously you're following an amazing tradition and you're joining a pretty elite club. What are some of the most important lessons you've learned from final girls of the past that you're able to put into practice here?
Geez, that's such a good question. I mean, honestly, the story itself sort of lends its own way. So I don't know if I could particularly take any specific inspiration because this movie is such of a unique of its own kind. But I mean, just to be able to make it to the final is like that's what you can take away. I don't know if I can take away anything like specifically from it, other than like it was just cool to be a final girl and like what that means, especially for brown women. Like that's really sick. Usually we're tokenized characters. So to be able to be not only the final girl, but really the girl that, you know, takes care of this monster was such an honor of its own. So yeah.
I love that. And my next question, I hate the question like, oh, did you guys take anything from the set? Because it's such a lame question. But I will tell you, I love horror movie props. I have a signed Michael Myers mask right here. I have a signed Freddy Krueger glove across the way in my apartment.
Oh
Yeah, a real one. So I got the last interview with him when he did the makeup for the last time, and he gave me his mask and signed it. I'll bring it over there and show you to you whenever we're done with this. But so I will tell you that whenever this movie was over, I thought like, man, I really want one of those jars. So I am curious, like I'm assuming there was more than one. Did each of you guys get one on the way out?
no,
I
I
didn't.
definitely broke all of them in all the scenes that we did.
Exactly. Megan, I was like, let's break all of them that we have. No, I took home a page of the sort of notebook that you see, the deranged characters notebook. So I have a page of that. And Megan, I don't know what you have, but hopefully something cool as well.
I am such a scared person. Like I never want to take stuff from sets because I'm always afraid that they're gonna come and attack me and be like, "What did you do?" And then it becomes this whole legal issue. So I just go the straight route, unfortunately.
Amazing. We'll send you one, Megan.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
say someone has to. I mean, if you're gonna send jars, I mean, I'll send you my address. So, if you got a couple of jars to throw out there. Megan, I am weird and that I like one of my dreams is to like die, have a really cool death in a horror movie. I just think it would be the coolest thing to have like a great memorable death. So without getting into spoilers as to how this movie turns out, as an actor, when you're signing on for a film in this genre, what is more appealing to you? Being able to say that you survived all the way to the end, or having a great memorable death scene?
Ooh, another great question, Jake. I see Jake's great takes. I'm seeing it now. Um, I think it's really case by case, right? Because to your point, there is something so cathartic about being able to have this really cool death scene, and they're so iconic, especially in horror movies, right? And then there's something also very gratifying about making it to the end. So I really think it's a script by script scenario. In this case, I'm glad that actually, no, it's a spoiler. I'm going to stop
Yeah.
right here.
You know what? If you want to know, you got to go watch it.
Exactly.
Vishal, I got to tell you, one of my favorite things that a horror director can do, and you do it in this film, is I think subscribe to the belief that what you don't see is scarier than what you do. I was just wondering if you could talk with me about the art of everything that you don't see in this film and how that was able to work in your favor.
I mean, I, along with every other filmmaker in the entire world, was inspired by Jaws and Alien and this kind of approach. But I think with this specific monster, you know, with it being essentially the embodiment of fear, this sort of ancient uber boogeyman, it was important to me that the audience could kind of project their own fears and their own nightmares into it. And I think that tricky sort of balancing act was always, we want to suggest that there's something there. We want to suggest that it is something with physicality, with a shape, with speed, with ferocity. But how do we keep the audience guessing through the entire movie? And so there's a moment with a pair of eyes looking out of a closet. We wanted to give you just enough of a hint of a face, but not too much. And later on, there's a moment where we're looking at it through a shower curtain. We tried so many different shower curtains to make sure we could see just enough. So that calibration is one of my favorite parts of the filmmaking process, and was one of my favorite parts of making this movie.
I'm just loving this thought of like a local Target nearby going like, why are we selling so many shower curtains? Like, why are our shower curtain sales going up? I'm going to end by going back to the beginning. This film, as the best horror films do, has a really amazing opening scene. Like within the first 90 seconds, I was like, oh, I'm in, I'm sold. What is your favorite opening scene in a horror film?
Oh, man. Megan, do you have one?
Vishal, you got to take the cake on this one, dude.
Oh, man.
About this.
I find it really hard for anything to beat the opening of The Ring, the 2002 Gore Verbinski one. I just think it's a perfect cold open. And then there's a really nice jump scare.
Dude, the girl in the closet.
The girl in the closet.
That is one of the best jump. Like I legit, when like her like head kind of falls over a little bit.
Yep,
oh my God. Oh.
Amazing, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Megan, what do you got?
I mean, right now the most iconic one that I can think of, what is Scream.
It's gotta be Scream, right?
Scream. I mean, it's so quick. It happens right away. You're in the danger zone. It's get-go. Probably it for me.
Vishal, is the greatest honor of all time, because you know they're gonna keep making Screams till the end of time. If they name drop this movie, like if the killer name drops this movie in a Scream sequel, is that gonna be like the greatest, like, okay, I've made it? Like that's
I just stopped making movies. I mean, that's the highest honor that you could have, right? Is someone laying out the rules. Oh, it's like It Lives Inside. I'd be over. It'd be the highest achievement. I'd be done.
Oh
it's
my God.
Also mention Vishal is such a cinephile, but Scream is like, he loves Scream, and I know this because we talked about it so much.
I love Scream, so that would be the ultimate honor for me.
Dude, what would be like the greatest? Okay, I'm gonna nerd out really fast, and please forgive me. And my battery on my laptop sucks, so if it dies, you guys are amazing, and I love you, and thank you for the movie. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of tour you through all of my crap that I have in my. So I'm a big horror movie fan, so I've got a signed Michael Myers mask.
Wow.
I've got a signed Jaws and Scream poster.
Nice.
And then Robert Englund gave me his glove. So that's a picture of us before he went to makeup and then after.
Wow.
So I'm a big horror movie fan. I love what you guys did. I love you guys. And this is my girl while we're playing right now.
Oh, look, little baby.
Yeah, this is Daenerys. So all right, guys, I love you. I love the movie. You guys are amazing. Thank you for a great conversation. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks so much.
I love it. Thanks so much.
Bye, guys. See you later. Bye.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.